Hey, welcome back to the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. Got the Bakersfield Speedway segment here, and Scott Schweitzer's in town. How you doing, Scott?
Good, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's end of the season for you. You're all done. Well, no.
Well, we got one
more.
more. Yeah,
But
we finished up with the Bud Nationals, and we take a little vacation, and now we got to start getting things shaped back up. Get ready for this November 19th event we have.
and it's a long season. I mean, it goes March through October with basically a couple breaks.
Yeah, we only get like 2 weekends off during the whole year, so 32 events. So after the Nationals, yeah, we're ready to take a break. We're ready to have a little time off, but we did that. Now we're getting back, getting ready. We've had some windstorms and a few things, so we got some things to clean up and get the track shaped up, get it ready. We got some rain coming, so we'll get ready for that, and then pack the track back in and be ready for this.
Yeah,
the
it's
19th.
supposed to be maybe a little rain
Yeah.
and on this Thursday or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a little Thursday. Maybe we'll see.
It'll help the track a little bit, so we'll be prepared for that and get ready because we got this USAC event coming, which we're excited about, and it's something we haven't done before. So hopefully it'll be a good show.
Now, basically, we look over the season and go ahead and show that first couple of slides, Chris. This is kind of how the season started here. This wasn't the first race, but there's a pretty good crowd shot that Tom Mocht had. But this is how the season started. Pretty much. The World of Outlaws, first time in 10 years, and I think that's an impressive sight when they go four wide there.
Absolutely, that was one of the things I was looking forward to is because it's been so long since they'd been there to see them go four wide and do that salute to the fans. So it was pretty cool to see and a great turnout, and it ended up being a great show and probably our number one event of the year, obviously, because it had such an impact to have them back and a great turnout of fans, great turnout of cars, and it was a good night.
A good night. And do you bring them back next year? Have you talked about that?
Well,
because you kind of said, I'm not sure I want to do it every year.
Yeah, we've had some talks with them. When we go to the promoters convention, we'll talk a little bit more. So, I don't know. It was a good event. I'm not saying that, but it's a pricey event. It's tough for fans to spend, $45, $50 or whatever that price tag was for that event, 2 years in a row. And I don't want to bring them out again and it not be a profitable event. So we'll talk to them about that. There was some talks of doing Hanford one year, us the next year, back to Hanford so it doesn't become stale.
Kind of keeps it in the Central Valley, but a little different area. So if the hardcore fan wants to go, they're going to go.
Absolutely.
And the guy who just wants to maybe see it once in a while.
Yeah, or the guy that's coming to the event because their spouse or family or whatever is running the support division, and it's a hefty price to come in and watch a modified run with them. So we understand that, but we'll talk to them. Like I said, during the promoters conventions and see where we're at, and if not, we do have some other wing stuff that we're bringing in 2017. So they'll definitely see some wing shows, but not 100% locked in on the World of Outlaws again.
The promoters convention's up in Reno in December.
Well, there's actually two now.
Oh.
It used to be in December in Reno, and now that one has been moved to Las Vegas last year. So now it's in Las Vegas and it's in November. So it's a little bit sooner, which is kind of hard because it's before my last race. So I'm over there talking schedules and dealing all this when my season's not even in the books yet.
Right.
So that makes it tough. But we were able to talk to different vendors that you don't see or companies that you work with all year long. So that's okay. We do that in November in Vegas. And then there is still a group that gets together in Reno in December, some northern tracks. John Prentice of Ocean Speedway kind of put it together, and we did it last year. It's good. It's more of a Northern California track gathering, but it's good for us to be there and just to make sure everything lines up. And if I do have some big events like my World of Outlaws last year, I was able to make sure all their other sprint cars and wing shows were away from it, so we weren't stepping on anybody's toes.
And it's kind of you go to the workshop. Is that where you kind of work with other promoters nearby, or just because, as you say, the big shows, everybody's going to pretty much do their own thing. But do you glean ideas? You guys talk about what worked, what didn't work, or look at trends in the industry?
Yeah, the main thing about it for me is you can lay your schedule out and you can say, like for me, with working with Hanford, Santa Maria, Paris, to say, hey, this is a big night for us, like my Mosier Classic or my Richie McGowan, my fireworks show. This is a good event for me. We're going to pay $1,000 to win modified. Those guys will give you the courtesy to not run an IMCA show that night to, help my shows, help the IMCA deal and all that. But and in the same breath, if they have some big shows coming up, I can move some stuff around. Just, it works in that fashion. There's not going to be, I know the racers and a lot of people say, I wish these promoters would work together and get this all figured out. We do. We really do talk. We do that, but when everybody wants to run modifieds and, it's hard to say, okay, when there's 10 tracks that want to run them, or have them in their area, it's tough for some of us to shut down to do that. So that's why you have them running multiple places.
Right. But the benefit of that, if so many tracks running them, is generally, and the road structure, there's a lot of cars. There's a bigger pool to draw from at least.
Yeah, there's a big inventory of cars, and everybody says, well, if this guy's got 15 and this track's got 15, if you guys would all get together and work that out, one track would have 30. Well, we do that. That's what we have the Bud Nationals for. That's when the Pettit Shootout is for. Right. The Winter Series that tracks have. That's, that when it comes, weekly racing, that's just one, it just happens. Everybody is scheduling them. You're going to see modifieds run 5-6 different venues in California, so it happens.
Okay, Chris, go ahead and show those three. I think there's 3 slides of working in the pits. I just wanted to get these up. Tom does a lot of stuff. And I think this goes to show that, you sit in the stands, you watch a race, you don't see what's going on behind the scenes. And this is just a glimpse of all the work that takes place in the pits, which isn't even all the work that's taking place back in the garage or in the shop, right, just to get out there and win $100 or $200. These guys are pretty dedicated.
Yeah, it's I wish there was a way to get more fans into the pits during the night to see the dedication, the hard work that these guys put in. Like you say, yeah, they're working their butts off. They all have families. They're trying to find time in the evening to get in the garage to work on the cars to bring it out for the weekend. It's just a hobby. That's all they're doing it for. They're not doing this for a living, so they have to find time to do it. So yeah, Tom's great at capturing these moments of these guys doing some cool things. It gives the fans or the people that aren't able to go into the pits a new perspective of what goes on.
Yeah, and we've got a few minutes left, but I want to give Tom a big shout out because he goes from track to track to track, and the stuff he's getting, he's really come a long way in a few years where he goes into the pits and he finds these candid shots now, and he looks for the offbeat stuff and not just on track stuff, and I think it really helps promote the sport as a whole.
Yeah, Tom's phenomenal. We're lucky to have him in Bakersfield, and he's able to attend all the racing events that he does, and he's helped me profusely getting in some national magazines, getting some exposure, and I couldn't thank him enough, and does great work. He's got some great shots, and everybody knows about him, so great people over there.
And talk a little bit about what's coming up. You said the USAC Western States Midgets, IMCA Stocks, Hobby Stocks, there should be an H on the OB, and American with thing in there, and that's coming up on the 19th.
November 19th. It's the Saturday before the turkey race in Ventura. So we're hoping the plan is to get a bunch of hopefully to lure some back east teams. I know there's some big name guys coming out. We're going to hopefully get some names on them, and we'll put some press releases out to show the fans the names that they see on TV will hopefully be here.
Yeah, and this isn't anything new. Back in the day, you've done that before, and even if we go back some time ago, the Turkey Night race was held here on Thanksgiving for, I think, about 3 years.
I was going to say 3 years, I believe.
I think 3
in
years
the 80s.
After Ascot, it was always at Ascot. Ascot closed, and they were kind of looking for a home for it.
Yeah.
And it came to Bakersfield. And even after that, there was a race sometimes they'd have the week before.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's a great idea. I understand what USAC's after, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. So, like I said, hopefully we can see some of these national teams and some of these back east guys that don't normally come out west, and this way they can race at our place on Saturday, race the turkey race. And I don't know if they're trying to put another race together Saturday somewhere else in California, but hopefully it'll bring some big name guys out here, and the guys that you see on the Chili Bowl and stuff like that will be in Bakersfield.
That would be good because in the past you could see like guys like Tony Stewart et al. Racing here in Bakersfield Speedway.
Right. Yeah,
So,
we're hoping to get the Christopher Bell, the Rico. You know, I know Kyle Larson's car will be there, but he won't because he'll be racing NASCAR. But
yeah,
Keith Kuntz's whole team will be there, and they bring about 7 cars. So
So-
no telling who he puts in those deals, and so
Okay.
should be fun.
and then after that, it's into the off season. It's turned right around, and
Yeah.
the first Saturday in March.
Yeah, I mean, I was just on the phone today talking to the Kenny Wallace Driving School. They're already booking dates for February. So yeah, it starts right away. We start putting things together for next year. So
Okay, well, I want to thank you for coming in, and wish you luck on the November race.
thank you,
It's
appreciate
always
it.
good, and
Yeah.
hope the weather holds for that. We need rain, but
Oh,
not
I
that
know.
weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Race maybe
always-
early in the week or right afterwards.
And that's always the trouble that we deal with when we get into November. So crossing fingers.
Okay, we'll see you next year, Scott.
Thanks, Mike.